Yes, I am late, Blue Chips. What's going on? It is Thursday, January 30th. Let's see what we got here. Such a good song. Don't stop. Get it. Let's get to it. I like to think that these are perfectly aligning with things that are happening in my trading career, so it's pretty cool. Sorry, Blueprint. It usually starts about 2.5 minutes ago, but as you can probably hear, I'm a little nasally. Haven't been waking up very easily, getting the kids out the door, all that good stuff. I don't even have my chart set up correctly. I did fix the issue I had with my hotkey yesterday. I was right. It didn't have that asterisk in there that it needed, which I can show you guys real quick. I tried to hit cover for 90% of my position, and it was missing that little asterisk there. Not sure how that happened, but yeah, I went ahead and fixed that. Giovanni, what's up? Vincenzo, what's up? Vincenzo, I did respond to your email. I don't know if you had saw that. Other than that, not really too much going on. Apparently, the coronavirus is worse than we thought, so a lot of those type stocks are back in play today. I'm not really seeing anything that great, though. This stock this thing is just getting pummeled. Looking at the daily, I need to make it so that I have the daily. I can put my webcam back up there. But on the daily, I mean, we traded this thing when it was up in the 20s. And I think it was like the high 20s up here. And this thing just got crushed. I have no idea why. Don't really care. We actually tried trading this on our swing trading account that we made on Webull, and it was actually the reason that we closed our swing trading account, because we were trying to apply the same techniques that we use for day trading onto the daily chart, and as you can see, it didn't really work too well. So pretty much this thing, I don't know what's going on with it. Maybe you guys can enlighten me. But yeah, Jeff, what's up, man? How you doing? But we're most likely just gonna, let's pull it up with the scanner. As you can see, SINT is attempting to do something, I guess, here in the pre-market. Looks like it already made its move. It's on SSR. It's a low float, a little under a mil in volume. But we're just gonna sit here and wait for the bell. So if you guys have any questions or comments, feel free to let me know. And I'm trying to make matters worse because I slept like crap. So as you can hear, I'm cracking something. I've been down. I cut these out for about 15 days straight. And then I was like, you know what? One a day is not going to kill me. So I decided to restrict myself to one a day. And I've been saving it for dinner every day. But I really feel like I need some caffeine this morning because I did not sleep well. Ponzi in the house. What's up, man? How you doing? So pretty much we're just going to be looking for the scanners and see what they want to give us, and we're going to play off of that. So speaking of which, my strategy, I know it's been a little all over the place, but I finally nailed this thing down last night. I was watching some Mark Douglas, and you know, he really likes to hammer home that you need to have set risk going into each trade, which is true. And so what I'm doing is, you guys had seen when I pulled up my journal last Friday night that my best trades come from 1 and 2 entry trades. So the idea is I'm taking my full size and I'm splitting it in half. So in theory, if for some reason, say SINT is a stock that I would actually play, and I enter this thing and I only get one entry on this 350 pop, say we got in at like 360. And it starts to come back down immediately, and it never really gives us an opportunity, like say it doesn't keep running to give us that chance for an ad up over 4. Well, we're just going to cut our 1R that we were looking for if we did get full size in half, right? We're cutting our share size in half to get 2 entries. Why wouldn't you just cut your R in half if you only get the 1 entry? So there it is. I don't know why I didn't think of that before, but that is the strategy. I think I said, what's up, Thomas, but I'm going to say it again, because I love you so much. So that's the plan. If for some reason, like yesterday, we had 3 opportunities, and going back, I actually missed my opportunity on the second trade. It did actually pop back up over 3 again, but I'm more of a guy that doesn't like to add. Even though I did it on, I think it was Tuesday, where my first entry was. In that case, it actually would have been a good idea, because if it would have just broke high of day right there, I could have just got out. So again, I learned something from a winner, which is amazing. So if that does happen again today, I'm going to see what it wants to do there at high of day, and hopefully it'll allow us to get full size, and that'll be that. I've also been realizing too that my entries have been pretty good. So it's very rare that, say right now I'm risking 25 to make 25 if I get full size, as we learn this, that if I get in and then I get my ad, a lot of times where the top is ends up not being $25. So I'm actually risking less, usually like, $18, $20 or so to make 25. So in reality, my risk reward is a little bit better than 1-to-1 in most cases, based off of the strategy that we're implying, because it's going to be very rare that we actually get our ad right at where $25 would be a loss. And the only time I would really use $25 as a loss instead of break of high of day is, say our cut is at like 395 in this instance on SINT. I would probably put my cut up at 401, so that we might take a little bit more of a loss, but at least you're giving yourself the opportunity for forward to hold it down. So you risk a little bit more, just to kind of make up for the fact that you could have a solid resistance area there and allow the trade to work back in your favor. So marketing, what's going on, man? Ditto to the love. Appreciate that, Thomas. So we got about 1 minute, 15 seconds here. See if I can kind of catch up in the ISW chat real quick. GDT said, my heater in my garage office somehow turned off. I'm assuming he meant turned on. Oh, maybe turned off. Well, that wouldn't make sense. I think he meant turned on, because he said it's like 90 degrees in there. That sucks. And then V bringing it back home. All right, so we got about 30 seconds here. Let me hit the refresh that that's working. Welcome, everybody. We're getting ready to hit the bell. If you have any questions or comments throughout, if things are kind of spicy dicey in the moment, I might not get to you right away, but I will get to you. No worries. Let me get my drink real quick. About 3, 2, 1. All right, there's the bell. Let's see what the market wants to give us today. Oh, the auto temp turned off and it just went on like high. I got you. That makes more sense, Thomas. So I guess INO is really the only thing, but that's on SSR. So I was looking up at the gapper list again. It was really the only thing that kind of would have interested me. This FTCH could be something to look at if it wants to get some volume. I guess I don't even think Marcelo really shows up anymore, but for some reason that decides to come through like every morning now. To figure that one out later. Well, thanks, Marcelo. You giving me $6 every single day. I appreciate that. Not the case. Not the case. He did give it to. I think that was a Friday night live stream, and I don't know. Something's up with the super chat and the Streamlabs. PENN. High day yesterday was up there around 30.50. Had some good resistance there at 30 on the daily. Didn't really hit the scanners the way that we'd want it to. Let's see, VBIV. kind of looking at the stocks taking a dump here because nothing else is really doing what we want. I'll put pen on the other one and we'll start looking at some of these up here. INO is apparently going down now. This is one that we were looking, but it's on SSR, so if anything, we'd rather play it this way. This daily chart is just crazy. Look at this thing. It goes up and down, but it's nothing but red bars. Absolutely crazy. I'm not really seeing anything else. I wonder if the coronavirus talk has everybody kind of up in arms and not really sure what they want to do. Everyone is kind of sitting on their hands here. And it's very, I mean, Brian's not even in a trade yet, which is very unusual. We do have PENN up. It looks like it's attempting to get up there towards 30. INO, it'd be interesting if we get this 450 flush. If we do, let's see, 430. Yeah, it's kind of bouncing off the high from yesterday, which was at the open. So this thing actually gapped up. So this must be one of the coronavirus stocks that everyone was talking about, if I had to guess. It would make sense with the daily timeline there. So now that coronavirus is getting worse again, this must be one of the like pharmaceutical companies or something that is looking into attempting to come up with antidote or vaccine, whatever you want to call it. Go down here to chart 2, looking at PENN. So this one, 30. I'd love to see this get up through 30.50. It's kind of what we're looking for here. And get extended away. Excuse me. AEMD, that's a low floater, 3 mil. If you're new here, my name's Tim of Volatility Trading, and I'll just let you know up front that I do not trade low floaters. So you will see them on the scanners. Feel free to use the scanners to your abilities, but I personally do not trade the low floaters. Especially, I believe this FLSW. I saw it pop up, but I did not catch the float. Plus, the volume on it is not that great. And it's not even showing a float. We're going to stay away from that one. Okay, here we go with PENN. Let's see if we can get that move up here towards 50. I'd like to see this pop through because I'm assuming there's some stop losses sitting there. Kind of got stuff there the first time. See if he wants to try again. There we go, trying it now. So we're at 50. All right, we're through. We're going to start it there. It didn't really pop through like I thought it would. So now we're just kind of looking for that half R if it only wants to give it to us. We'll look to add if it does pop through. But that did not pop through like I thought it would. FTCH. Oops, I meant to go full screen here. We'll go full screen with scanners. What's the move here? 0.50. I have FTCH up as well. As you can see, I went full screen so you could see it. I'd like to see this try 13. Put an order out there at 3021 on PENN just in case it wants to go down there while we're not paying 100% attention to it. I think that should be about where our take profit would be. We got 75, 36. Yeah, it should be about right. FTCH hasn't really given us that move through 13 like we wanted. I probably should have been in this before 13, but I kind of pulled it up as it was not where I wanted it. Kind of my fault there. All right, we're coming down. So yeah, it looks like we almost timed that pretty perfectly. We just have to get this to come down, or not timed it, but put the order right where our half R would be for a one entry. I think we're a little bit lower. See if we can't get it to come down just a bit more. Obviously got my finger on the button here. We can go back to it for now since nothing else is really calling our name. See if it wants to come down. So we're right there almost. One more tick would put us there. So we actually only needed 29 or 30. Which it kind of keeps hitting there. Let's put it up at 27. I wasn't trying to be greedy. I was just putting it there because we were watching FTCH. All right, so now we're coming back up. So this is kind of the scenario we were talking about. Our average is at 47. The high got to 53. This looks very bullish now. I guess we should try to put our stop in here, right? Might have to do it manually. It's like I don't want to take my finger off the button just in case it shoots up. All right, just trying to come back down. I was going to try to add there to get the full size, but the way the chart looked, it looked very much like it wants to go through. The balls? go. A little spready too. There goes FTCH. Back up. See if we get that 13 pop on that one. I'm gonna go ahead and put our stop in here for this one if it lets us. All right. Actually gonna make this a range order, but at least now we have the stop in. 30.27, 30.53. All right, so now we got our range order in there. We'll just let that one go. FTCH is kind of doing its thing up here. Let's go back. We'll go back full screen. What is CRUS doing? No, that's not what we want. HIMX. All right, here we go with HIMX. This could be something. See if we can't get this 4 pop. So we got FTCH up and HIMX. Yeah, marketing. I kind of screwed the pooch on that one a little bit, but yeah, I agree with you. FTCH trying 13 here. There we go. See if we can't get a little bit of a move up. There we go. God, the spread on that is not great. I saw the bid come up a little bit. We're going to start this one here. Looks like we got stopped out of PENN there. Wanted to see if this would get up closer to 1340 if we wanted to get an ad. A little spready. So HIMX didn't really do what we wanted it to. Sitting here, we're in FTCH, seeing if it wants to move up to give us an ad up there towards 1340. It's kind of just sitting here in limbo at the moment. All right, Giovanni, I'll see you around, ma'am. Got your lawnmower? Spread's kind of crappy here on FTCH, that's for sure. Yeah. Oh, I see. Oh, of course. I missed it. Dang it. I wanted to try to chase my ad down if I saw it failing, if it didn't want to bust through. So now we need to get through 13, unfortunately. 50. So we would need 50 cents on 50 shares. So it would only be 25 cents. So we would need 12.90-ish. That kind of sucks because if we would have got our ad there, we would have pretty much been done. Actually, we still would have needed the 13 flush. Yeah, this is going to be kind of a crappy one because now we're kind of stuck where we have to cut at high of day. I missed the ad on the way down. We could have took some off there at 13. But if it wants to go through, see if it wants to give us a quick flush down to this area. That should be about our half R. A little frustrating. So here we go with HIMX. Getting through 4. This thing has a lot of resistance at 415. There's the move through 12. See if we can get down there into 1288 is where we're sitting. Just need that one more nice little push down towards VWAP. Sitting at 95. So HIMX didn't really give us that pop that we're looking for through 4. And the volume on that just kind of dried up as well. What is the I doing? This thing's still getting smashed. No, it actually came back up a little bit. It's a big drop there on FLWS. That's a low float though. I'm going to put a range order in here because I need to get some applesauce. 1288 and high of day right now is 1330, so we'll do 1331. I'll be right back. And the chart looks good for us. It's just trying to use this previous resistance, which is 1295, as support, which is expected. But obviously, we need this to go through that to get our fill. We're accepting the risk there. Kind of sucked how we managed the trade up top when we first got in. We didn't get the ad. I was looking to chase the ad down, which we would be out of the trade now because we would have only needed the 25 cents. Well, technically, I guess we would still need, because it actually would have lowered our average, so we would actually still need a little bit more down towards like 85. So that's not even the case. It would just be we'd be full size instead of just one entry. And this thing does seem to have just kind of given up. There's almost like no volume. It's like part of me almost wants to try to let this go a little bit lower. if it does start to break down. Let's go back and check out HIMX real quick. Yeah, this thing is just sitting at 9 or 4. Now, if FTCH does want to try good old sloppy seconds, give us a pop back up into this area like 13, like pretty much where our average is, that's something I'd be willing to take an add on to get the additional risk, and then just obviously still risking off high of day. That would be one way to get full size as well, looking for sloppy seconds. Just not really seeing anything else going on. You have I, but I know that's on SSR. That thing's kind of just going sideways. Geez, take a look at DTSS. It's a low float, and I can only imagine who's in that right now. What did we get to there? 93 was the lowest. So we need to break that 93 area. Obviously not going to play DTSS. I just have it up for kicks at the moment. Looking for FTCH to break down. Just looking for that quick flush to give us our half R for our single entry. Just needed to get down through 90. If we can get down through 93, it looks like that seems to be the key area. If we get through there, I think we'll get down to 90 at least, and then all we need is that little sell-off, and we'd be good. Doesn't really look like there's much in the way. There's 94. It's kind of just doing its thing here. It is holding under 13, which is good. I mean, the chart definitely looks good for us. We just need it to actually pan out. Tim, which of the scanner options do you watch? What do you mean? Like, what am I looking at on the scanners? The very first thing I look at is obviously the symbol, and then I look at the float. And then sometimes I'll look at the price, but usually I just pull the chart up based off of the float. Really not too much else going on. Yeah, I like to look for volume as well. I usually see that when I pull the chart up, though. So I'm not really... Like, you can obviously see it on the scanners, but I don't tend to really look at it until I get to the chart, and I'll just look at... Because sometimes it could only have like 300,000 volume, but it could be in those last couple candles, right? Instead of spread out throughout the entire day. So that's why I don't like to necessarily judge a stock on the volume right off of the scanner. There's actually, I think, more than 6, but... Well, I mean, there's a bunch of scanners, but as far as them actually scanning, yeah, I guess there probably is only about 6. But they do what they do, and they're very good at doing just that. They find you the high probability setups. It's the whole point of the scanners. You can load these up with default settings, and they're going to find you the high probability setups. Yeah, I was actually just about to see what Penn was doing. Oh, wow, yeah, if we get this entry over 31 here, I would have to agree with you. 50... Yeah, so we're still about the same. Now, as you can see, that was a solid cut, so my strategy was correct. I don't even remember what our order was at. I wonder if we got some slippage there. I'm assuming we did, because high of day was only 53. FTCH couldn't look any more weak than it does. Just need it to follow through. So your DOS looked white before. My DOS hasn't been white in a very long time, but yes, it has been. You can actually change the theme of your DOS. And there we go. We got that flush that we were looking for. So we got filled there on FTCH, and it was exactly what we wanted. Figured it might go a little bit lower to at least view app to test it, but again, one entry. We'll just take our half R and be happy with it. If you're curious on how to change the theme, it's up in Setup, Other Configuration, and right here in the middle it says Theme, and you can change it from default to dark or blue. I've tried the blue and I didn't really like it, so I like to stick with dark. So watching pen here as a possible re-entry. You want me to turn it on? The thing is so annoying. I shouldn't have did that. Now it's stuck. And I was gonna put this away. It's not working, Brett. Camden, look, you got all these toys. Whoa, is there a ball in here? Ball. Put it back. Put it back. Right here. There you go. The PENN, the volume is actually kind of dying off as it's trying to climb here. Here it goes, trying 31 again. JDST. My thoughts on this is it looks to be in a descending triangle. Obviously, this is not trading advice. This is just my opinion. But yeah, it looks like it is in a bit of a descending triangle here. Got a nice support line right there around 10. What is that? Can't see because of the thing now. Around 1010, and it's constantly coming down. A lot of people like to call this a bull flag. I call it a para into a descending triangle. So I would be looking for this to flush back down. The only problem is you have the whole dollar at 10 sitting there, so it'd be hard to, you'd be fighting a support area as well. I'm not turning this on, bud. I'm sorry. If you can figure out how to turn it on, you can turn it on, bud. Excuse me. Do you know if TOS charge commissions? TOS is TD Ameritrade, and no, they are currently not charging commissions for equities. They don't have they don't have platform fees or anything. The only thing is, I think they require you. They require you to have some money in your account right now, but obviously that wouldn't matter to you. Okay, here we go with PENN. See if we can get a little bit more of a break. Like up into the 20s, maybe even 30s. Oh man, that thing is annoying. Come on, a little bit more. Letting the setup come to us. Here we go. See if we can get up towards 30. All right, we're going to start this at, we got 22. Oh my God. God, that thing is annoying. So we need 16 cents. See if it wants to continue, we'll look up there towards 31.40. The thought process here is obviously we'd be looking for the 31 test after the push through, use it as support. We would need, let me just put it at 31, just put it at 31.03. What did I say? We need 16 cents. So yeah, that would be, yeah. That thing is supposed to never get stuck, and all it does is get stuck. All right, so we're coming up to that 50 area. All right, so we got the pop through 50. All right, so we're going to get our ad here. Now, this is kind of putting us in a weird spot because it kind of popped right up there. So we're going to see what it wants to do here at 50 if it wants to try to come back down. If not, it's going to put us in a little bit of an awkward spot here. Well, shit fuckers. So this was my fault. I should already be out of this trade, guys. I'm going to see if we get a little bit of a retrace. You don't ever want to cut when it's just spiking, but fuck me. Look at this thing. I definitely just broke my rules. I'm a little annoyed with things going on in the house. I should not have even probably been in this trade. It wasn't on the intensity scanner. Yes, it's a damn toy car. All right, guys. Definitely do not do what I'm doing here. This is definitely not a good one. What did we get there? 71. Again, do not do this. This is not a smart play. I just broke my rules. And it looks like it might try to bite me. Still playing the chart, but I've definitely got emotional. I broke my rules. All right, we're going to come out those ones that we added to reduce the risk. We're obviously looking for this to come back down to 31.50 and retest it and hopefully go through. I need to turn this car off. Be right back. And here we come down to 50. Our average is sitting at 31.48. $30, $48, $31. $31, $31, $31, $91. All right, guys, we're just going to accept the risk on this one. If it wants to go high a day, we're out. If it wants to come down and break 50 and give us our fill down there, we'll take it. But we obviously broke the rules on this one. If it does stop us out, we're going to lose more than we should on any given trade. And as you can see, we definitely broke our rules just looking at the chart. And it kind of put us in a weird spot. We should have just cut when it went high of day in retrospect here on the starter position. But it was kind of put us in limbo a little bit because when it didn't really pull back at all. So when that happens, the strat, and it's kind of a judgment call. That's part of where this can be a judgment call, and it's not looking good for us here. And we should be stopped out. Yep. Shit fuckers. All right, guys. So I did that to myself. Nobody to blame but myself there. That's a tough one. Broke the rules, and that's what happens. And I did it again as far as not following the scanners. I did it again. That bites me in the ass so many times. I'm not blaming anybody but myself, but I'm realizing I need to set that rule hardcore. I need to set the rule hardcore that I do not take anything that's not off the scanners, because it costs me every single time. It's not the highest probability setup. It's that simple. So if I'm not taking something off the scanner that's a high probability setup, why am I taking it, right? I basically took this because it was just a little bit extended. I mean, looking at this, it wasn't even that extended. I was just playing what I thought was going to be an obvious retest of a certain point, and it wasn't. No, Cam. There's no batteries in that anyway. Yep, Ponzi. It can be, that's for sure. I think the other thing, too, is I may have started a little bit too heavy on the share size there as well. I went off on my previous trade, but things changed since then. And I didn't change my share size based off of it. I look for anything that's over 20. On the ones that turn this gold color, they're over 20. That's what I'm looking to play. And when you had brought up Penn might give us a second entry, you were right. But I shouldn't have been in this trade until up here. That was the entry, not down here. And that's what cost me. Of course it's going to be a top tick. Of course. Why wouldn't it be? Every part of me wanted to put it over 32 because I had just talked about that earlier. But the odds are if that consolidated like that and went through high of day, it was going to go through 32. So I'm not going to be mad at myself for not putting it over 32. It just so happens that it obviously stopped right there before 32. Basically to just laugh at us a little bit. So mad at myself. I really am. The whole point of what I came up with was to follow it, and I didn't follow it. So it makes no sense to me why I did what I did. I mean, I should have never been adding. So I am learning from this one 100% because I didn't really have that part in my strategy where what if I get to $25 down right around where I would look to add. So I think what I have to do there is to just not add and cut the trade. I think that's has to be what the strategy is. And of course, this is throwing it in my face. So I'm a little emotional right now. I can feel it. I'm catching myself. There's really nothing else going on. I don't want to force a trade. So I'm going to look away from PENN real quick. DWT, I feel like this is a lower float. This is just kind of chopping around on not that much volume. I mean, it does have some decent volume. What's the float on this? I would never play this, but I'm just looking at it for you. Why did it not come up? So I'm not even getting a float, which means it's probably pretty low. I'm pretty sure I've seen that float before, and it was low. Yeah, look at this thing. Just shoving it in my face. So what I'm getting at is I can feel myself. I'm emotional. I let a lot of things get to me. I wasn't feeling good coming into today. I'm not saying I shouldn't have traded, but I should have realized and caught myself when I could have. And PENN is teaching me a lesson right now, right? It's teaching me a lesson. It is punishing me. This is the times when the market is, you think the market is against you. You think the market hates you. And I know that that's not the case. I got into that trade. I did not know what was going to happen, as we would have just got filled. And and I accepted the risk. Well, guess what? I mismanaged my risk. And because I mismanaged my risk, I paid the price, right? So I'm going to learn from that. I am going to most likely cut you guys short for now. If you guys want to continue to talk and ask questions, please just jump in the Discord. I'm going to put it down in the chat, and we can move forward from there. But I don't want to sit here anymore. I'd rather just take my lessons, my losses, and move on to tomorrow. Realize what I did was incorrect. And in a way, it's kind of messing with my progress because I'm looking to get a sample size of trades based on following a strict set of rules. And I came into today with a strict set of rules, and I did not follow them. So it's time to move on, and we'll get back at it tomorrow. And so with that said, I appreciate you guys and the support. Hit the like button if you want on the way out. Show me a little bit of love. maybe get my spirits up just a little bit. If you want to continue the conversation, please jump in the Discord, and I will talk to you later. Here, let me see what you guys say. Hi, Tim. Could you tell me if you were able to short and long DTSS? DTSS. I could not short it. No, I could not. Obviously, you can long. You can long pretty much anything. Hey, to maybe cheer you up, I took the trade with you with a very small position and got out green on the trade. Just a fun trade, so you earned me money. Thanks. Perfect. Hey, if I hope that, I told you guys what I was looking at, but where I messed up, and this is something I'm learning. This is why I'm trying to attempt to trade with less share size, right? Because the smaller share size will allow me to make these mistakes and not pay a dire price, right? I ended up losing $87, and that's actually on top of the $8. So it was actually like 79 or something like that, which is way too much. It's actually going to put me, after you take away the green from FTCH, at my max loss on the day. It's 1% of my account. So the thought process here was there, but I didn't take it straight off the scanner. So because I didn't take it off the scanner, it wasn't the highest probability move. It popped up on the scanner on this move, which is where I should have been starting my position. But since I had already entered my position, I ended up kind of messing with myself, and I broke my rules, right? But what I learned is, if I get to a point where I hit my max loss on any one given trade, I shouldn't be looking to add. I should just be looking to cut the thing, because obviously it's not working. And then I could always look to re-enter if I wanted. And that could have been the case, right? I could have exited when I was at $25. It popped up almost near 32. I could have jumped back in, and it looks like I would have made that back. So that's what I need to do moving forward. I did learn something from this, even though I broke my rules. So we're going to take the lesson that we got from PENN today, and we're going to apply it to tomorrow. We're going to write it down in our journal, and that's it. That's all we can do is move forward. So I'm going to get off here. I'm going to go play with my son. He always cheers me up, makes me forget about everything that happens with the market, good or bad. And I will see you guys tomorrow morning. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And when the video comes out later, go ahead and hit the like button on that as well. But I know I'm not really worried about the likes, guys. I just always say that because it's what you're supposed to do on YouTube. But if anything, I'll see you guys tomorrow morning, and hopefully you guys will see a new me tomorrow morning. And that's all I can say. So peace.